leather gloves, we're slapping in hams, popcorn and peanuts, we're working the stands, pink cotton candy, love on a stick, he's chasing the beer, that circle the lips, play ball, play ball, load up the bases and smack it right over the wall, play ball, play ball.
Tonight on Laughter Saves Lives Live, we are honored to welcome the acting fire commissioner of the FDNY, Laura Kavanaugh. Then we say hello to our good friend, Laughter Saves Lives Foundation board member, host of the Suki and Scott Show, and This Week in WWE, Scott Stanford. Laughter Saves Lives Live is brought to you by the law firm of Barish and McGarry, lawyers for the 9/11 community. And now, please welcome your hosts, Rich Walker and John Rocchia.
Rich, hello, Rich.
Here we are on Laughter Saves Lives Live.
You're getting me to live. So I got the COVID test today. I got the positive today.
Oh no!
Got the positive. That's why I'm home instead of next to you where I live. Hey, Patrick McDonald. You ever see him? It's Johnny Plug time. He always does that every week. Hey, Patrick. So I'm home. I'm back in the basement.
Where'd you get it from, John?
I think I got it from the kids. I really think I did. You know,
Yeah.
His whole class was sick, so I ruined Easter now. You know what I mean? They're gonna be throwing eggs down here at me.
Well, if you go, who's gonna know?
If I'm not there, who's gonna care? What? I usually dress up as a bunny.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So
really?
Hide the eggs.
You have the big pink outfit with the ears.
Yes. Well, it's a Playboy bunny I dress up as.
Oh, I gotcha.
To make it a little more interesting.
Bustier and all.
Bustier. It's good to see you, though. I was in the city the other day.
Yeah.
My daughter's boyfriend had some surgery, and I was in there giving her moron support. And we went out to a local little bagel place, a fancy schmancy place.
Yeah.
And I was watching. Let me have a toasted bagel, cream cheese, lox, and tomato.
Wow.
Christina got a little sandwich, 2 drinks, $35.
For 2 sandwiches?
2 bagels, 2 drinks, and a pickle.
Wow.
Now,
easy.
The amount of lox, though, this guy put on the sandwich, I was like, oh, brother, take it easy.
What kind of lox do you get? Belly lox, Nova Scotia? Do you even know the difference?
I don't know. I just asked for lox. I really don't. I'm not
very distinct different tastes.
Yeah. It was very good, but it was too much lox. I don't like that. I want just to taste. Just to taste, you know. Did you ever sell anything on the websites?
eBay?
Facebook. I did Facebook Marketplace.
I do all the time, yes.
You do?
Yeah.
Like what kind of stuff have you sold?
Things I want to get rid of. Lamps, bicycle I got rid of. You know, most people would just donate it, but no, I have to squeeze $10 out of it.
Well, I bought.
You sound great. So where?
You sound great. Do a show. You sound great. I had a Stride Rider, the elliptical bicycle.
Huh?
And I liked it, but I didn't use it enough. A little tough for my knees. I used it like 5 times.
Right.
$1,500 I paid.
Wow.
So I put it up for $750. I figured, let's just get it out of the shed, make some room for other stuff. Out. People are unbelievable. You know, somebody, 200 cash, I can pick it up tomorrow. I go, you ain't picking it up here. Paid $1,500. But a guy finally the day said $750. I said, all right. I said,
you sold. Did he come get it?
I said, meet me at the high school parking lot. I didn't want him coming to my house.
How do you move that equipment?
What's that?
How'd you move that equipment? You tow it?
I rode it over there.
Oh. And did you ask him for a ride home?
I did.
Which
and then
made it the purpose of not knowing where you live.
It's only 3 blocks from my house. So what I did was I drove up there with the piece for the house.
Yeah.
And then I walked back and I went back. $750 in the parking lot, a little deal. Little deal. I felt so like cool, you know. He went to give me the money and I went, hold on. He goes, what are you looking for? I go, I don't know.
You want to hear something funny? I put like a whole slew of stuff on Facebook Marketplace, right?
Yeah.
And I had it in a storage facility because I live in a condo. We don't have enough room.
Right.
I took it all in my den and I have all this stuff. I put it on, but now some of the stuff doesn't sell. So you move it back to right up the block to my storage facility. And a woman goes, I'm interested in the lamps. I want to come get them. I go, okay, listen. But, you know, a lot of people don't show up.
Right.
So I said, meet me at the storage facility in Deer Park, whatever. And she goes, that's a little weird. I'm not meeting you at a storage facility.
I don't blame her.
It is weird, right?
You said meet me in the storage facility?
Well, in the gate. I said, I'll let you in the gate in the storage. And she's like, I'm not going to no store. You're letting me in the gate.
I have to blindfold you.
I'm going to take you for a ride in there. I'm not going to let you know which unit number I am.
Guess what?
What?
We have a PR lady. We hired a PR lady.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm not going to say a name yet. I'll ask Butch if I can say a name. I don't see why not.
Yeah.
But we're trying to bring Laughter Saves Lives, the screenplay, the reality show.
Yeah.
This show to a whole new level. I'm 63.
You brought me in. You know,
you are an integral part of Laughter Saves Lives. Like I said, Friday I can't go to the show. We run a show together. You're going to run it for me. You stepped right up, right? You said, I'll run it with the equipment, but I ain't selling the ticket. I
knew you'd pick up on that.
Have people talk to me. I'm just going to set up the equipment. I don't want anybody.
Set it. You, Rich, you set up the equipment. We're going to give you a cigar box. Collect all the money when they come in.
Run the 50-50 and the raffles. I got somebody to do it. Don't worry. But Friday.
Well, we all chip in, right?
Yeah. Friday, April 15th. We're doing an animal rescue show. Laughter Saves Lives. Our first show that we are running for animal rescue.
So much fun we're going to have. So come on out. Bring your family. And it's for animal rescue. Great comedians.
Fun show. Rich Walker's headlining. It's going to be a great night. We got this flyer is so screwed up. Jack Cluden's not on the show. I'm not on the show. We got Fat Jay coming down.
Yeah.
Christopher, that's what he calls himself. I'm not calling the guy fat.
He goes by Fat Jay.
Yes.
Very funny comedian.
Yes.
And I find it so
very fat, right? Very fat.
Well, I don't want to call him fat. You know, he goes, no, my whole life, that's what they call me. I'm just known as Fat Jay.
Right.
And I don't take anything personal. But like last night, he walks in to where we were doing the show at the comedy club. And actually, like I slipped. I said, hey, fat. And I felt awful. I'm like, no, but he didn't even notice.
Yeah.
Great guy. So funny. So come out and see him even on Friday in Oceanside, right?
Yes. Oceanside VFW. I have some free tickets available. All you got to do is message me.
Whoa.
I got some free tickets available. It's going to be a fun night. It is Passover, so and the Holy Week. I screwed up there, but we're going to have a nice little crowd. Do you get uncomfortable when people constantly call you Stud Rich? Because you try to get away from that now.
It did take a lot of getting used to.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable.
It's like embarrassing if I'm in a mall and someone goes Stud. You know.
Yeah.
But you know what? You get thick-skinned, and I guess it's the cross I have to bear. You know. I mean, look at me.
I find that that's where you get your biggest laugh, though. When one person calls you Stud, everybody else looks and says, "Oh, wait, you mean Dud?" That was the nickname, and somehow it morphed to Stud.
You know what's really funny? My wife insults me that you never work. You never work. And I do work, and we were in Fire Island. And when all the people walk in like herds on those paths in Fire Island, and I hear a voice behind me goes, there he is, the hardest working guy in the business. I go, would you tell her, please?
She's still not gonna believe it. She's still not gonna believe it. So we were supposed to have on tonight a little spot from Vincent Frank Bachigaloop Scungil.
Yeah, where is he?
I've just been told by text message he's in the shower. I can't even get my grandson to come on my show. He's off the rest of the week. I asked him why. You know what he said?
Why?
For overpass.
For overpass?
Overpass.
And what does that mean?
Well, he got Passover screwed up.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah. So he thinks he said overpass, which
Right.
is kind of cute and funny. And then we were gonna have the whole debate because he has a little city, and I bought him a Delta plane when I was in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I bought those little. He has yet to put an airport into his city. He's having a hard time deciding where. So I was going to have him come on and have a little discussion about that.
Right.
So that's that. We have the acting fire commissioner on tonight.
Unbelievable, right?
And we have Scott. We have Scott Stanford on too. He's a big supporter of what we do.
Huge. WPIX, I remember.
I was on their morning show. They couldn't have treated me nicer. We had so much fun, and he came up with a nickname. I'm going to see if he remembers the nickname. He'll remember it. He's not even on right. Yeah, but you'll see he gave me a nickname. So here's what we'll do, Richie. We're at 8:12 around, right? Let's go to commercial.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I see I screwed it up already. Let's go to break, and we'll come back in a minute or two.
All right.
Or three.
"9/11 didn't end on 9/11. 500,000 people were exposed to the World Trade Center toxins and are still at risk today. 68 cancers have been linked, including skin cancers, prostate cancer, breast cancer, blood cancers, and many respiratory illnesses. Fortunately, all victims qualify for free health care, and more than $10 billion is available from the 9/11 Victim Compensation Fund.
I was a paralegal just 2 blocks from Ground Zero. I had skin cancer and lymphoma.
I worked at Goldman Sachs. I had kidney cancer and respiratory illnesses.
I was a downtown teacher. I had breast cancer. I qualify.
I qualify.
I qualify.
If you were downtown anytime on or after 9/11, call Barish and McGarry, the lawyers for the 9/11 community. Call today. No law firm has recovered more money, with over $2 billion awarded to 9/11 victims. If you worked, lived, or went to school in the exposure zone on or after 9/11, call Barish and McGarry today.
My father worked downtown. He died of bladder cancer.
I ran from Gateway Plaza in a cloud of smoke as the towers fell.
My mother and I qualify.
I qualify.
Barish and McGarry's advocacy for 9/11 victims isn't just professional, it's personal. With offices just steps from Ground Zero, they witnessed the pain of the 9/11 attacks and lobbied Congress to pass and permanently extend the Victim Compensation Fund.
I was a downtown court officer. I had prostate cancer in 2007. I qualify.
We all qualify.
Oh, overpass starts soon. We are selling. We got a PR lady. What if there was one national show that Rich Walker could be on? Talk show or any show? What would it be?
Well, any national show, and I'd be successful. American Idol.
American Idol.
Yeah.
Wow, you would be like, what would you be?
I one of the judges.
All right. So, you know what?
Is that interesting, huh?
No.
All right.
You would be funny as one of the judges, though. They need a really funny judge. You know? All right, let's bring out our first guest. You know what? I am so out of it today. Wait, Butch said with the first. Wait, let me get. It's Laura. Okay, so our first guest is the acting fire commissioner of the greatest fire department in the world, one that I spent 21 years on. One of the best things I ever did in my life. Let's welcome Laura Kavanaugh. Our live audience just welcomed you, Laura. Did you hear that?
I did. I appreciate it.
Before I forget, I have a shirt for you that we're going to send to you, if that's okay. Are you allowed to accept gifts? I don't want to get you fired already.
I think I can accept a T-shirt.
As long as he puts it on display.
I'm currently wearing another free T-shirt, so I hope I can wear it.
Well, what do you got on? What do you got on? Let me see. Who is it?
Don't get mad. It's $239.
No, the brother. That's great. That's great.
We were talking last week, John. Remember about how firemen have like an abundance of T-shirts from every department, everywhere.
That's my thing. I'm not like a coin guy. I'm not a patch guy. I'm a shirt guy. But this shirt is different because we'd like you to wear it in some of your press conferences.
Okay.
Like, and turn around like you have to talk to somebody so we can see the back. So we'll talk more about that. And see if we can
any other national television show.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know if you could work that in, but thank you for being here.
Do a little modeling next time I'm on TV, is what you're saying.
Yes, please.
Right.
And get like, hey, somebody asks you, what do you think of that fire yesterday? Or what? And you say, well, After Saves Lives, what I think about it is that, like kind of go like that and flip in Laughter Saves Lives because we need the publicity. So you come from Flint, Michigan, correct? You grew up in Flint.
So I was actually born in San Francisco. It's very confusing. I've lived a lot of places, but I would say Flint, Michigan is my home base. Is that fair? Okay. That's where I spent much of my youth.
Laura, I don't want to scare you, but you are the acting fire commissioner in New York City. A girl from Flint, Michigan. How did this happen? I mean, you have numerous degrees. I saw you're a very smart lady. Can I call you young for this job?
I think that's fair. I'll take young. I think everyone will take young.
Yeah, you're young for this job. Obviously you're a female. There haven't been, there was no female.
Just me.
Wow.
Little old me.
So impressive. Even I'm impressed, and I'm not in the fire department. It
doesn't take a lot to impress Rich. So
it impresses me big time. Are you kidding?
Impressed by the lamps that he sold for $10. So tell us how this happened.
I mean, that's a good question. I'd say a couple of things. I think that one, I always knew my whole life from, the first words out of my mouth that my mom can remember, that I was moving to New York City. I knew it. It called me. I come from a family of people who are sort of called to someplace. Everybody I know lives all around the world. I knew New York City was my place. I got a one-way ticket.
So you were born a New Yorker in another state.
Basically, yeah. I needed to come to my city. I knew it was calling me.
Well, was there a movie that you watched that you said, wow?
Nope. It was the city itself. I love, and maybe this will tell you why I'm at the fire department. I love kind of chaos and busyness and like to never have the same day repeated. Like I want to do something different every morning when I wake up. And I think I knew that it was only New York City that would give that to me. Anywhere else was too slow. Yeah. And I love going. I don't go into the city that much anymore. I was in the other day because my daughter's boyfriend had surgery, and I love walking around the city. I talk to anybody. I don't care, because there's nothing better than speaking to somebody you don't know, and you don't need anything from them, and they don't need anything from you. And I walk away from that conversation. I'm like, that was really cool, right? Yeah. So when did you move to the city officially? I think it was in 2005. So
2005, and was it for a campaign?
I didn't have a job actually. I got a one-way ticket, and I knew that I wanted to work on a campaign. So I slept on a friend's couch. One of my very good friends from childhood lived here, and I applied for jobs, and I eventually got one on a campaign.
We don't talk politics, obviously, but whose campaign was it?
Well, it was a judge, which are technically nonpartisan.
Right.
He is a judge now. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, that's really cool. So it said, I was looking at your bio. Your parents. Let's talk about them for a second. What do they think? What do they do, or what did they do? Are they retired?
So they're both recently retired. My mom was a public school teacher, and my dad worked for the phone company, and they're both big union people. So
yes,
as you can imagine, that also is a big part of my fire department draw. Maybe my mom was actually, I think, president of her union, and both of my parents are very active. And coming from Flint, obviously, you learn a lot about not only a union town, but what happens when good jobs leave a city.
Yeah. Wow. All right. So you come to New York, and your first job is on a campaign or whatever. When did you get involved in the fire department?
So I knew that I was done with campaigns. I just had an instinct. You'll see a theme. I had an instinct. I leapt. I quit my job and said that I wanted to go into government. I was starting to feel like campaigns were too surface level, that I got to say what should be done, but I didn't have to do the hard work of actually getting it done. And so I knew I wanted a government job. So I actually quit my campaign job and started applying to government jobs. Eventually got into City Hall, and they were the ones who sent me to the fire department.
Just this is a related. My uncle, who passed away 2 years ago at 90, maybe 97 in Florida, was the bodyguard for 3 New York City mayors. He was a detective and a bodyguard for Mayor Lindsay, Wagner, and Bean.
He has stories.
And he used to fly over the house with the helicopter. He'd call us. He goes, "I'm coming over." He was nuts. He was absolutely crazy, just full of life. So we have a little something in common. City Hall there.
Yeah.
May 5th, we are doing, I don't know if you know this, a show working with Fired Up for a Cure. You know who they are?
I do.
Okay. We are doing a show at the Fire Museum. Did I say museum right? Museum?
No, you didn't, but the commissioner is going to be at the show, John.
Is she?
Yes.
No,
I was going to invite her. I didn't know you were going to be there. All right, so have at least 2 jokes ready.
I was going to say, are you going to roast me?
No, I would never do that.
Well, that might get you some good money. I might
say. But so you know about the show. It's going to be a fun night, and we're also recording that night. I can't say filming; they don't use film anymore, for a docuseries. So if you could say a few words in that for us, hey, John, what a great guy, something like that. Laughter saves lives.
With the T-shirt.
Specific words, actually, right?
Yeah, with the T-shirt. With the T-shirt. So you initially wanted to be. I see. My family is big on the pups, big on the doggies. My daughter left her dog over here for the week when they were in the hospital. He's a big pup, and he sleeps in the bed. Now we have a little pup, so that pup is not happy when the big one comes along, and he just takes up half the bed. Do you have a Dalmatian? No.
I wish. I am an absolute animal fanatic, as the firefighters might tell you, because I'm always coming to visit their firehouse pets. I have 2 rescue cats. I don't have a dog, frankly, because I work too much.
Right.
My friends know I am a softie for their pet. And so I would say on any given day, I sometimes have 3 or 4 dogs in my apartment because I'm dog sitting, because everybody will just leave the pets with me because they know I'm more than happy to take
You don't even have time for dog sitting.
I fit in the dog sitting. I can't have a dog 7 days a week, but I can fit in the dog sitting. So I will take the little one and the big one. If you ever need a dog sitter, I'll take both.
Oh, yeah? All right. Well, let's say hello to one of our regular viewers, Elizabeth. All right. So, Laughter Saves Lives. The next event that we're in where we have a team. I see you're an avid runner.
Yeah, I am.
So you're gonna have the Laugh to Save. We're gonna try to woo you. Woo. You'll have the Laugh to Save Lives shirt on, and you'll be representing maybe Laugh to Save Lives. We'll see. I don't know. You know,
This is getting longer. I'm dog sitting. I'm modeling for you. I'm hyping you in your video. You're pretty good at this. You've got me committed across the board here.
Are you having?
Maybe she wants to tell us a little bit what she wants to talk about.
I watched the show. I knew that. Yeah, I knew how this
Sorry. Is there something that you wanted to? Good point, Richie. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Is there something that you wanted to? Look at this picture. That's a great. Oh, that's with the 13 female probies, right?
That is, yeah.
That's a great picture. That's a great picture. Your parents must be so proud of you. So proud.
They are that.
Yeah, I have 2 daughters. Let's talk about my daughters. No, I'm kidding, Rich. I'm kidding. Okay, so you're an avid runner.
Let's go to you.
I do like to run.
Oh, are you a runner?
Yes.
John, do not invite her to our Fitbit group. He puts me on Fitbit, and he's got all these people that walk 75,000 steps a day, and like I can't keep up with any of them.
But are you a Fitbit or an Apple Watch type of?
Good question.
Apple Watch.
Oh.
All right. So the acting fire commissioner, what do you average per day when you're not running?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. I'll look. You know, it's crazy. I know you don't believe me. I don't look at my steps.
Do you have a goal of each day what you want to do?
If I'm training for a race, I have like mileage. But other than that, I go running. It's like a stress release. I run until I'm tired, and then
Now you're in Manhattan, so where do you run?
I'm actually in Brooklyn, so I tend to run the Prospect Park.
Nice.
To work.
Yeah.
Can you hear my wife vacuuming up there? Can you hear this?
No.
And the dog is barking because he hates the vacuum. She knows I'm doing the show. All right. So, acting fire commissioner, what is an acting fire commissioner or fire commissioner do? What is their job?
So I would say what I try and what I'm looking to do every day is to always think about the future for the fire department. I think especially when you're the head of the agency, and like myself, I'm an organizer and a planner. I'm not a firefighter, as you know. I'm always thinking about what do we need in 2 years, what do we need in 5 years, and how am I going to set us up to get it? And so it's a lot of meetings. It's a lot of talking to budget people. It's all about money, as you guys know, since you raise money. And so I'm often taking elected officials out to see a new piece of equipment. I'm having meetings with elected officials who might write legislation on our behalf, always planning for what is the fire department going to need in a few years. For instance, we're going to be getting a new SCBA in a few years, and that's a very expensive proposition and a very important one, as you know. Can
I ask you what is the new SCBA? What is the upgrade? What is self-contained breathing apparatus for the people who are watching? So the firefighter puts it on his back. It's a cylinder like a scuba, and he breathes in it. So what is the new one going to have that the old one didn't?
So what we need to buy a new one because ours is approaching its end of life. But what we're looking at is, since we're going to spend the money and the time to buy a new one, is we're looking at what are the new things that technology presents us with that weren't available 10 years ago. So lighter, flatter technology within the mask so that you can hear better. Bluetooth technology in particular is sort of the new thing in fireground technology. So those are all the things we're looking at to, of course, its main functionality, which has to be perfect, which is to, keep you guys safe in a fire.
And what I like about what you just said, obviously, Richie, lighter, less weight. And she said something there, flatter. When we go through training, when we start, we practice a maneuver to try to get into a tight space, because the cylinder, we try to move the cylinder a little bit. So if we had to get out, so flatter is better and safer. Very good. Very good.
Let me ask a question. What, besides that, which sounds very exciting, what impressed you the most when you came to the fire department? Like, what do we have to look forward to of something really amazing, like groundbreaking? Because I would assume New York City would be the first in line to get what we have. Is there anything out there that you said, wow, like that is amazing.
Well, I think, well, there's a lot of things that impressed me about the fire department when I first got there, but I'd say those are more cultural. I think we're talking about, just technology and what's on the horizon and what can the FDNY get that either we would get first, or actually I think we can move the industry. So the lighter and the flatter, like those are our requests, and we actually try to move the industry because we're the biggest purchasers of these, right? And we're the biggest influencers. So if we get them, other departments will want them. So it becomes worth it to make it if we want it. So the SCBA is one thing. Technology around like the Z-axis, as they call it. So being able to find a firefighter by floor in a tall building. When we
Wow.
We've been working with DHS and the military to try to perfect that technology because it struggles in fire conditions, smoke and water actually.
Yeah.
And then a lot of things with like situational awareness. So being able to say, get the plans for a building on an iPad while you're responding to a job so you can know what the interior of that building is going to look like, or if it just had renovations. Things like that, I think, are the direction of the future.
Right. So no surprises, like when you get to a fire or whatever, you'll know the design layout of that building. And
yeah. I think the idea of all technology is increased situational awareness. The more you guys know, the safer you are, the more likely you're able to rescue civilians. So
yeah, there's any I was in a tower ladder, 95-footer, so we only could go up 100 feet with a ladder. When I retired, was there any talk of getting equipment that goes higher than that?
There has been. I know they actually went and tested something out, and this is sort of how it always the pluses and minuses. While it was much taller, it was also so heavy and so cumbersome that actually navigating it around the city, some bridges could not accommodate it. So that's something we're looking at, but at least the model we saw sort of wouldn't work in the New York City environment where you've got all sorts of other complications with bridges, storage, etc.
I don't know if they still have anything down at headquarters, but I was barred from driving through the Midtown Tunnel because I just went down the middle because I didn't drive that often. And it's tight to try to stay in the one lane, so I took all the cones out in the tunnel anytime I went into Manhattan. From
plastic pipes, ting, 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 ting.
Yeah.
See why they banned you, although I have to say I don't think I could drive that apparatus through the Midtown Tunnel.
I couldn't either. I couldn't either. They said, you're driving today. I'm like, well, you don't have anybody else? So
believe me, I've seen him drive his Subaru. I don't know how he's doing.
Say that again, Laura.
It's a very impressive skill to drive those apparatus around these like really tiny roads at the speeds that you do.
That's like a heavy equipment engineer you have to be for that.
Yeah,
I have to tell you though, it can be fun. Like to go through Midtown with lights and sirens and people are pulling out of the way and you're going to a job. It's a kind of fun little, feeling, powerful feeling driving that big truck. I was driving one night and I was detailed to another house. And I tell you, chauffeurs are very, it's their truck. It's their, and I'm coming from another house and I dented his truck. He was not happy. I left before he came in the morning. I ran out of the firehouse, went back to mine. Have you ever won the equipment and drove a truck?
I have never driven the truck. No, I've gotten in it. I've done all kinds of other things at the academy. They actually let me go into a fire in the academy, but I've never driven the apparatus.
Well, when I was a kid, I used to go to the arcades and there was, John, did you ever play that game? And it was a fire truck. You drive it. And the back of the truck would fishtail, you make turns and you had to correct it. So I think I might be pretty good at this driving.
That's called my mind's going blank. What is that called, Laura? The truck when you drive from the back. It's a different type of truck. But the thing is, when you slide the pole in the middle of the night to drive that truck, the guy has to be in the back, right? Mm-hmm. So when he gets in the back, he gives you a beep. Beep, I'm here, because it's hard to turn around and see. There have been times in history where that guy got stuck in the bathroom, whatever, and that truck tried to leave the firehouse and took out some cars or whatever. Tillerig is what it's called. Mm-hmm. All right, Laura, is there anything you want to plug? Where will you be commissioning this week? Is there any clubs you're working at?
Right.
We used to deal with comics, so.
Firehouse in the EMS station somewhere. I haven't decided where I'm going this weekend yet, but I will be around. I'll probably be in Brooklyn. Probably go talk to the companies that responded yesterday to the active shooter. You know, I usually go check in what people are doing afterwards. So
before the commissioner leaves, I thought, and before we go to commercial, Scott's in the waiting room. I thought we could bring him in and introduce him to the commissioner because they'll see each other at the show on May 5th.
Well, that's such a lovely idea. Where is our hero here? There he is. Look at.
They told me there's COVID on this show. This is it's ridiculous.
I am the COVID guy. It's good to see you.
My eyes are all red, John. I think I got it from you already.
Scott, this is the acting fire commissioner of the greatest fire department in the world.
Hi, Laura. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Impressive, right?
Pleasure to meet you.
So impressive. Laura, anything you want to say going on out?
Just thank you for doing this. Thank you for raising money for a good cause. It is something dear to my heart. So anytime I can help, I'm more than happy to.
Oh, she shouldn't have said it, Rich. She
I
just
know.
said it, Rich. They all heard, and we got witnesses. All right. Laura, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure meeting you. An honor.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.
Hi, Laura.
Hi, Laura. That's Laura Kavanaugh, acting fire commissioner of the greatest fire department in the world, the FDNY. And we bring in Scott Stanford. Oh, Butch, are we going to go to a commercial, or are we bringing Scott in straight?
We are going to go to commercial, and then you can introduce him properly.
You guys,
My
Chinese food just came. You got to. Can we?
We're not breaking.
Hey, we have commercials on our show.
Oh,
no, we don't.
I like to give my fans commercial-free activity.
I'm with him.
You know, they're working on giving our show Johnny LaRocchia free.
All right, Bobby. Let's step away for a minute, then we'll come back and introduce him properly.
Use the short the 30-second one.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Gretchen Rossi.
And I'm Arthur Lee, the creator of LifeVac.
We're here today to announce that to date, LifeVac has saved hundreds of lives of people who almost died due to choking.
People may not realize that on average, 14 people a day die from choking-related incidents. Every 5 days, one of those lives is a child. That's why I created LifeVac.
And as a new mom, and from housewife to housewife, I felt compelled to share with you the discovery of this life-saving device.
LifeVac is a simple-to-use airway clearance device. Just place, push, and pull to save a life.
And it costs less than it would take to fill up your car with a tank of gas. Imagine being able to save a life for less than $70.
To learn more, please visit lifevac.net.
That's LIFEVAC.net.
Please don't allow one of your loved ones to become the victim of a choking accident.
Now, hey, we're back. We are back. Laughter saves lives.
Big intro, John.
Rich, tell me, Laura, was it awesome?
Wasn't she great?
Acting fire commissioner, unbelievable. Runner, Laughter saves lives. Runner.
Down to earth.
I'm trying to bring up. Butch sent me an intro for us. Butch, just send me an intro for Scott because you sent it to me so late, and I was on the couch.
Let me help you.
Please.
Laughter Saves Lives Foundation board member, host of the Suki and Scott show, and of course, Scott also hosts, I believe, 2 shows for the WWE.
He's amazing.
Many talents.
Bring him out.
Without further ado, Scott Stanford.
Oh, hey, what's up, everybody? What's going on, guys?
Now that was a proper intro.
Well, can I just correct Butch? It's 6 shows for WWE, not 2.
Whoa!
There's 6 programs, and yes, I'm on in 37 countries internationally.
Wow!
So what are the difference between the programs? Is there any?
You know what, Johnny? There's so many shows. There's recap shows. There's magazine shows. There's This Week in WWE. There's Bottom line, there's Afterburn, all kind. Every show's got a different name, and they're all just various magazine shows that are on all the different.
I mean, Brad, we're on Optimum Online.
That's true. You guys are on. We're on Optimum Online also.
Oh, all right.
Can't top him. Did they ever get you in the ring, Scott? Did they ever get you in the ring and do a little something?
I never took any bumps, disappointed to say, but I have been, I used to be ringside. I used to be backstage interviews.
Right.
With all the guys. And let me just say, it's thank God for WWE. They've been a staple in my life for 13 years now.
Wow.
And never stopped during the pandemic, which was fantastic.
Yeah.
And even, hey, what happened to my Caddyshack sign's about to fall over? For 2 years, I did all my WWE stuff right from this room, just with a different poster behind me. And life went on. And like I said, it's 37 countries now, India, Australia. We're on all over the world.
Wow.
And I'm huge in Saudi Arabia, Johnny. I can't even walk the streets right now in Saudi Arabia.
So much so you don't even pay for gasoline.
Nah, nothing.
I'd like to see Richie in the ring get tossed around a little bit. Rich?
I don't know. I'm a bag of bones. I don't know not even if I was acting, I couldn't do it.
Listen, acting or not acting, those guys are still getting tossed around.
He's gonna be in phenomenal shape.
You got to be in good shape.
I used to go back in the day, Haystacks Calhoun.
Haystack, sure.
Ivan Putski.
Oh, the Polish Power, baby.
Oh, yeah. Who else? I used to
you got Bruno, Chief J Strongbow.
Yes.
Right? All those Killer Kowalski, all
Killer
those
Kowalski. Guys. I still call people Killer. If I meet somebody and they're tough, I go, hey, Killer Kowalski. They look at me like I'm crazy.
Pedro Morales.
Oh, man. I used to go all the time. My cousin,
right? Iron Sheik and Sergeant Slaughter and all those guys. And now it's a $1 billion industry and it's bigger than ever.
Amazing.
And it's all good. You know what? I got those Invisaligns put in yesterday.
Oh, did you?
For the first time, I finally got them actually put in, and they put these little things that they attach to your teeth. So the Invisalign kind of clicks in. And I said I didn't know if I'd be able to be broadcasting with those in my mouth, but I feel like that they're not real. So when you go and you get into the seat and they lay you back, they got to jack your mouth open and put everything in. So they do one of these bad boys, right? They give you one of these guys, and it jacks your mouth open.
Wow!
And you're laying there like this, and this is from the game Seek Out that Suki and I always play. And when she put it in my mouth, I started quizzing the girl, the technician, on sitcoms with this in my mouth. And the minute she put the, the little suction thing, I was done. But it was, what's that?
When you wear the Invisaligns for the first time, does it hurt? I remember as a kid, regular braces killed me. Like, it was so painful.
Yeah, it's not, it's not like braces at all. Not that I've ever had, but it's weird at first. You kind of get used to it, and then you have to take them off to eat.
Right.
And they're really tight, so it's like you really got to jack them off together.
Wow.
But yeah, you wear them for I got to wear them for about 8-9 months, and hopefully, I just wanted to get a little straightening done on my teeth.
Yeah.
And I figured, what the hell? I give it a whirl. Everybody else in my family tried it, and it works.
And then they give you a retainer at the end that you.
Yeah, I guess you get a retainer at the end, and I thought I was going to be talking like this with you guys, and just a great.
You're not.
show.
You sound. I would have never known.
You and Suki. So let me talk about you and Suki. Is such a great team.
Oh, thank you, Johnny.
Time you were on the air, like I said, when I was on the show, man, I felt so comfortable. You guys were so smooth. What was my nickname, by the way, you gave me?
Johnny Rocks.
Johnny Rocks. I love it.
Wow.
It's a great nickname. So you and Suki have some new stuff going on. You want to talk about that?
Yeah. We took a break last week because we were shooting. We've done 270 shows since the pandemic started, and we just had Eric Roberts on today, legendary actor Eric Roberts. Last Friday, we finally got into a studio together
I saw that.
A cozy, comfy little studio that we set it all up. We wrote it. We got the guests, the whole deal. And we spent 10 hours in this studio. It was an insane time, but everything you will see on camera looks fantastic. We had some great guests on the show that came in because we've always been doing it like this.
Mm-hmm.
We've had we had a few celebrities who were on like this, but Suki and I are together. And we're going to use that stuff to, those shows will be on the air, but we're also going to use that now, to try and get the show picked up somewhere big. And now we look a little bigger that we're in people. It gives the illusion now that the show is in a studio.
Yeah.
It was really just the one day and maybe 5 shows.
No, yeah.
But it gives you that perception that between pictures and video, it seems like we're in a studio now.
Where'd you get all those Emmys that were behind you, Scott?
Well, Butchie Boy, that's just 2 of 7. I don't like to talk about that at all because I like to.
I wouldn't either.
These are from the New York Market News on camera from Sportscasting.
And what market would New York be?
That's Market 1, I believe, Butchie.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I think it's like, I don't know, 15 million people in the area. And listen, all the other sports guys in the area are hacks, so it really wasn't that hard to win that award. I mean, when you look at, who do you got? Bruce Beck, Otis Livingston, Ryan Field. Is he gonna be okay?
Yes. Do you miss doing sports in New York?
I do. I actually do, especially this time of year, like when the spring training comes around. I see all my old colleagues and buddies, and that's why I goof on them because it's a small community.
Right.
So, when we go to spring training to Tampa and Port St. Lucie, everybody, it's a long day's work, and everybody would hang out together, and everybody would get the same things. But I kind of missed that. I was watching everybody up with their pictures and their videos with the Mets and Yankees because those are always fun days to go down there and you talk to the fans.
Don't ever be insulted by me because I wouldn't know one sports celebrity if it wasn't for Dancing with the Stars.
You got one right there.
Well, he's the celebrity I know.
Well, listen, that's not. If I'm the only one, if I'm the biggest, you're in trouble.
Can you give us a when you did an interview with one of the stars, the New York baseball teams, basketball teams?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give us a funny story or an interesting story about one of the interviews? Something
and who impressed you the most?
Yeah.
What the most?
Impressed you the most?
Well, listen, the guys who impress me are the ones who will play with me when I want to do my fun interviews.
Right.
You know what I mean? The other guys who are, kind of tightwads, there's plenty of them who, they take they put themselves on a high pedestal and they take themselves very seriously.
Yeah.
When the rest of us schlubs are running around trying to make a living and they're living a pampered life.
You have to have fun, right?
Got to have fun. There were guys back in the Yankee clubhouse, the Johnny Damons of the world, the Nick Swishers of the world. Those were the guys that you knew you can go up to and not do the same interview as everybody else. If I wanted to do a quiz or ask, have them sing a little bit. Hey, what song you going to walk up to the plate to this year? Right. Sing it for me. And you do quizzes and things like, there were guys you knew you can go to. And there were guys that you knew you weren't going to go to. The Derek Jeter, you weren't going to do a quiz with Derek Jeter.
Right.
As much as everybody loves Derek Jeter and, the never got in trouble, he never gave you anything either. He was dull as dirt.
Right.
He was a great Yankee. But when it came to, his personality, I didn't know.
It's like you have a job to do, and it was like Derek Jeter didn't go well. Let me give Scott a little something here because I know he's working hard.
Well, it was always Jeter would just come out and give you the bare bones of what he had to give you. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was really, you couldn't, again, you weren't going to joke with Jeter. A-Rod is another one of those guys, who just stayed too high on the pedestal. Let me give you my same BS post game.
Did you cover the Yankees? Did you cover?
Oh yeah. I actually, when I was at Channel 9, the Yankees were on 9. Right. So I did all the pre and post game shows when they were on 9. Okay. And then when I switched over to Pix 11, they were on Pix 11.
Right.
So there were times where the game would end, And you guys remember Russ Salzberg, who was a sports anchor. Russ would be in the studio. The game would end. If the Yankees won, I would be the guy who kind of walked onto the field and met the MVP of that game coming off, which was, if it was Mariano Rivera, hey, you got 2 minutes. Mo's walking off the field, get the camera ready.
Yeah.
And bingo, you ask him 2-3 questions and you send it back to the studio.
What about the Mets? What about Mets? You never did any interviews with the Mets?
No. We listen. We did everybody, but because the Mets had their own pre and post game shows,
right?
From SNY, so it was the Yankees that we actually got to do the pre and post, like we did with the Giants once in a while and the Jets. But we covered everything.
Scott,
everybody.
You ever have an interview with somebody, one of these guys, and you're horsing around, and they totally don't get it? Like,
yeah. Well, that's kind of how you feel your way around the locker room.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? You know the guys, like back when the Giants when Strahan and Tiki Barber and those guys were there were ancillary players on the team, like the Sean O'Hara's of the world. Right? Remember Sean O'Hara was the center for the Giants when they won the Super Bowl.
I'm not a big football fan, so I don't know Sean O'Hara.
Those guys, there were guys in the locker room that you may not even have recognized, but they were on the team. And if we were going in to do all right, listen, we got to do our interviews, but we need some fun segments too.
Right.
You knew the guys. You knew the guys. Eli Manning was at the time. He's a different person now.
Yeah.
But you weren't going to Eli to do a fun, hey, Eli, here's a quiz about the team you're about to play, or whatever the quiz was. I used to do this thing called Know Your Foe. And it was, whatever team you were playing that week. If it was Minnesota, I would ask the guys fun questions about Minnesota. Nothing about football.
Right,
fun questions. So in every locker room, there are guys to go to that were ready to play. They would dance, they would sing, it usually isn't the main stars of the team.
Was Strahan one of those guys? I don't see it on TV, is what I'm saying.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about Strahan. Back when he was playing, if you saw Strahan, if he was smiling, you knew you can go up to him and do it.
Okay.
If they coming off a loss, you're not doing it.
Right.
And then maybe 3 days later, before the next game, it's like, let me look over at Strahan. Do I see the gap in the teeth today? No. So, but I've seen. If you guys remember, there was a big deal, and the video's still out there where everybody was around his locker asking him questions, and there was a female reporter from ESPN, who asked Strahan a question that he didn't like, and he lambasted her.
That didn't go well.
Yeah, and that was always one of the things that I was like, didn't really go over well with me. You remember it, Butchie? Who it was?
Of course, I remember that. So listen, we've got about 2 minutes left.
2 minutes to the Chinese. 2 minutes to Chinese food.
Why don't we talk about really quickly May 5th? Because
May the 5th.
Going to be there May 5th.
Isn't that stupid?
What is Scott doing that night? Is he doing jokes?
What am I doing that night, Butchie? Stand up?
Yeah, you're doing. You did a great job for us when we were over at Gotham for one of our shows. You and Amy Freeze.
Yeah.
But you're going to be funny.
We need to get an interview from him that night. Don't run out. We want to get an interview.
How much time do I get on the show?
35 minutes.
35 minutes.
Oh wait, let me look at that again. 5 minutes.
I'm good for 5. I think I'm good for 5.
And you get another 5 minutes if you bring a pair of Invisalign for Strahan.
So it's Cinco de Mayo, huh?
Yes, it's gonna be a fun night.
Wow, I don't know.
Thank you for doing it.
We'll do some Cinco de Mayo jokes. Are there going to be a lot of Mexican folks in the crowd?
I don't know, but I wouldn't do any Mexican jokes. At least not right now.
Scott, you're very funny. Do you do stand? I didn't know you did stand up because John and
Rich, I do everything, Rich. Everything but the weather, Rich. I could do anything.
We gotta go, people. We gotta go. Scott, awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time.
So much.
I know you're so busy, buddy.
I got to thank the good folks at Barish and McGarry. We love those guys.
Yes, and we got to thank our new PR lady, Tracy Harper.
Tracy Harper. I love Tracy.
Oh, you like the song? She's a P. Lady, she's a P. Tracy Harper. All right. Yeah, she's going to get me on some major shows. She's going to try to get me on Scott's show.
Listen, she knows us. I can't believe Tracy took you guys as a client, not us, and she turned me down.
We gave her a shirt. What did you give her?
Nice to meet you, Scott.
Good night, guys. Take
I'm
care.
going back to bed.
Bye-bye. Feel better,
Right.
Johnny.
Thank you, Scott.
Bye.
What a great guy.
I think we're still on the air. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Old leather gloves, we're slapping in hands. Popcorn and peanuts, we're working the stands. Pink cotton candy, love on a stick. He's chasing the beer, the circle the lips, play ball. Play ball. Load up the bases and smack it right over the wall.